Hello, I'm Colleen Holder and this is Let's Talk Tobago. Today we're in Lowlands and we're going to take you inside Viola's place. As you can see, location is everything with this apartment. It's close to the Claude Noel Highway and opposite a supermarket and bakery. It's also close to the Gulf City Mall, Little Rocky Bay and the golf course at Tobago Plantations. But that isn't the only thing that makes this place stand out. We'll take you inside and show you some of its other features right after we tell you what's happening in our stories this week. A mass meeting on the issue of self-governance. We'll hear from the leadership of this island about this strategy and other plans to achieve autonomy. All you need to know about the Shaw Park Roundabout. And fish, fish and more fish. It's the first catch of 2014 for the capital of Paradise 1 and it weighs in at 10,000 pounds.
It's picture perfect with over 100 reasons to come. The intensely nurturing sensation of being so close to nature. The laid-back rhythm of the island. And of course the outstanding Tobago Jazz Experience 2014 brings to its main stage Keisha Cole, Grammy Award winners, Earth, Wind and Fire, Brandy, and the man himself, John Legend. Everything on one incredibly perfect island. The Tobago Jazz Experience 2014, April 19th to 27th. Much more than music.
SIT Tobago, ready to provide your community with the highest degree of professional services in emergency response. Contact SIT Mariah at 660-0065 or SIT Speyside at 660-6096. SIT 24-hour services, emergencies, medical or other. SIT Pro, the new face of emergency management.
This is Let's Talk Tobago. Welcome back. We're at Viola's place in Lowlands. Now, if you think vacationing is the only reason to visit this place, then think again. This newly constructed gazebo is perfect for a poolside wedding, and the well-manicured garden means you don't have to venture far for your photo opportunities. That special memory can be made right here. And speaking of memories, many Tobagonians have been clamoring for the right to govern their own affairs for close to 4 decades. They've never wavered on this issue, but their call has been ramped up over the last year. So much so, the Chief Secretary reached out to the other political parties on the island, inviting them to dialogue and speak with one voice. They've had 2 meetings to date. Here's Omadara Mills to tell us what major decisions were taken at their most recent meeting.
After meeting with their parties and interest groups, the representatives of the Tobago Platform of Truth, the TPT, and the People's National Movement, the PNM, came back to present and discuss what Tobagonians want with regards to the issue of greater autonomy over their own affairs. The Chief Secretary of London listed some of the 13 demands.
Equality of status and a constitutional, legislative and administrative framework reflecting such equality, the authority to borrow, authority in Tobago to manage and implement an appropriate taxation measures, jurisdiction and economic control over marine resources.
But that's not all. For years, Tobagonians have also been fighting for changes in the THA bills.
Authority of the THA to formulate and implement policy, elimination of conflict between Section 75 of the Constitution and Section 25 of the THA Act, right of the THA to make laws to govern Tobago, legislation for the wider participation of the Tobago society in the decision-making process of the THA.
The chairman of the Tobago Council of the PNM, Neil Wilson, is pleased with the way in which the discussions are going, as well as the future plans.
We're confident that the initiatives and the strategies that we discussed this morning will be productive as we go forward. The people of Tobago will be involved at every stage, and we look forward to, with much confidence, to a satisfactory outcome.
As they move ahead, the political parties intend to have several meetings with the various interest groups in the coming months. After a public conference, which is scheduled for June, there will be debates with members of the Tobago House of Assembly, as well as discussions with the Prime Minister and the President. The leader of the TPT, Ho Troy Charles, encourages all Tobagonians to be a part of the process, since greater autonomy will benefit both islands.
We are in a weak union. We want to strengthen the union so that in case something goes wrong with Trinidad, God forbid, whether it's a disaster by hurricane, earthquake, tsunami, God forbid, that Tobago will be able to see about its business and will be able to render assistance to Trinidad.
The ultimate aim is to have a debate about Tobago's self-governance in the Parliament by September 30th, 2014. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
No one likes rush hour. Thankfully, Tobago has largely been spared the bumper-to-bumper traffic that's characteristic of our sister isle. But every day, more and more cars are coming on the roads here, an increase that's being managed through constant improvements and upgrades to the road network. Time to find out about the newest road plan on this island. Colleen Holder takes us through the changes and tells us what to expect now that this new system is in place.
These are just a few of the vehicles using the Shaw Park Roundabout, the third of its kind on the island. The reconstruction of the road network in this area will see a smoother flow of traffic for those going into and out of Scarborough. But this comes with some changes, one of which entails drivers turning south onto the Orange Hill Road from the Claude Noel Highway, but not being allowed to turn right into the gas station.
When at the roundabout, at the traffic lights, where the car, if it's trying to come off the highway to swing into the gas station, it usually keeps cars back at the traffic lights. It will solve that problem as well.
Instead, drivers now have these options. From the Claude Noel Highway, you can turn south onto Old Government Farm Road, east onto the Milford Road extension, go around the Shaw Park Roundabout, then north onto Orange Hill Road to the gas station. There's a third option that allows drivers coming from the Claude Noel Highway to turn south onto Montgomery Road, south onto Breeze Hall Road, west onto Milford Road, north onto Orange Hill Road, west at the Shaw Park Cultural Complex, go around the roundabout, then continue north along Orange Hill Road to the gas station. All vehicles leaving Scarborough via Orange Hill Road must turn left at the Shaw Park Cultural Complex, go around the roundabout and continue north along Orange Hill Road to approach the traffic light. Drivers will not be allowed to turn right onto Milford Road extension from Orange Hill Road. Instead, go straight down to the Coast Guard station, turn around, head north on Orange Hill Road and left to Shaw Park. But how are motorists reacting to these changes?
I look forward to this alleviating a lot of the traffic situation, congestion on the island, and at the end of the day, it will help all Tobagonians.
This roundabout was completed at the cost of $8 million. I am Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
Fish is big business, but you don't have to take our word for it. The United Nations reported last month that the international fish trade is breaking records. Back in 2011, figures from its agency, the Food and Agriculture Organization, showed that the world's appetite for fish is at an all-time high. You might still be wondering what this has to do with Tobago. Well, this island has been pushing large-scale commercial fishing, hoping to become a go-to supplier to those nations with great demand. But it appears they're making great headway, and this year got off to a good start with 10,000 pounds of fish in one catch.
Blue marlin, yellowfin tuna and albacore, just some of the species of fish caught by the 7-member crew of Capital of Paradise 1. After 16 days out in the Atlantic Ocean, they've netted thousands of pounds of fish, more than half of which will be exported to the U.S.
Every trip, basically, we bring in about 10,000 to 12,000 pounds of fish, where we export some and the bycatch, as we said, is sold on the local market in Tobago. Roughly, we export already around 7,700 and something pounds, and where we offloading here is roughly 3,000 pounds.
And that's a great start for the year for this vessel. It's the first time it has docked for 2014, and its 10,000-pound haul has given it enough to fulfill part of its mandate to develop the commercial fishing industry on this island. The Capital of Paradise 1 is operated by FIPCOT, the Fish Processing Company of Tobago Limited, which is a special-purpose company set up by the Division of Finance and Enterprise Development.
It was designed to create employment, create training and skill, enhance the human capital, and have Tobago fishermen looking as businessmen.
And today, a fish processor from Goldsboro is on hand to make his purchase.
When I heard that they had this initiative, I think it was a good idea for me to and enhance my business with supplies of seafoods.
But it's not just big businesses that benefit.
It has been processed there, meaning it has been scaled, sliced, or filleted, then packaged, freezed, and distributed to the customers, which is the hotels, restaurants, and common man on the street.
The capital of Paradise 1 is the only vessel of its kind in Tobago. It's hoped this catch is a microcosm of the thousands of pounds of fish which will be caught and sold throughout the year under brand Tobago. I'm Omadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
It's time for a break, but stay with us for details of how patient care will be improved at the Scarborough General Hospital. You're viewing Let's Talk Tobago. Welcome back to Viola's Place. Now the choice is yours to dine here in the Oasis restaurant or order room service. But for those of you who don't mind cooking or who'd like to indulge in the odd culinary adventure while on vacation, well, there's a barbecue pit out back, pots and a single burner stove at your disposal. And if you're having a banquet, then the conference room can seat 30. Now some would say good customer service, but this sentiment is generally never extended to the public health system. Sure, the Scarborough General Hospital has never been embroiled in any major scandal, but the hospital isn't resting on its laurels. The outpatient department recently received the National Award for Best Customer Service in 2012, and this year the Tobago Regional Health Authority wants to top that. It's seeking one of the most coveted titles in the healthcare sector, Diamond Certification. But it's the patients who will be the big winners because the hospital's quest will lead to improvements in the quality of patient care service.
This is Kellyanne Marcel. She's diabetic and suffers from hypertension. Ms. Marcel is part of a 20-member team that will assess and make recommendations about the outpatient department at the Scarborough General Hospital. This feedback will be used to improve the hospital's service and hopefully help them attain Diamond Certification in patient care. Ms. Marcel has already begun her assessment.
The surrounding is clean and the nurses are more nice to you, friendly. The dispensary, they're doing things good. They're handling things. I mean to say, we like to see things move a little bit faster.
Another member of the patient panel is Garth Williams. He's a renal patient at the hospital. He applauds the move to enhance customer service and has a suggestion for the certification team.
You come to clinic, whether it be diabetes, hypertension or eye, and there's no monitoring to saying what is the do's and don'ts and what is, to help patients, because some people, they come and they just sit down and there's nobody going around to the patients, inclining to them what you're suffering with and have a little small talk. I think we need something like that too. As emphasis, a special person go and talk to them so things will be able to work out better.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Tobago Regional Health Authority, Paula Chester-Cumberbatch, says there are other areas that will be addressed.
We will make sure that the registration experience is as simple as possible. Secondly, we will ensure that our patients are correctly identified. Third, we will work to reduce our waiting time. Fourth, we will be pleasant, caring, compassionate when dealing with our patients. Fifth, we will share information and follow up with our patients in a timely manner.
The department hopes to make these improvements within the next 9 months. Once this is completed, the focus will shift to improving customer care service in other departments at the Scarborough General Hospital. I'm Keyshawn Wilson for Let's Talk Tobago.
Sustainable and organic agriculture has changed the way we produce our food. For many, it's no longer acceptable to degrade the environment and undermine the livelihood of communities for the sake of the bottom line. Not everyone has embraced this new culture, but this island wants to be among those countries and organizations that are producing foods which are wholesome. Here's the story of Tobago's journey.
These goats are on a farm which uses organic dairy practices. This is an exception rather than the norm in Tobago. But these dairy goat farmers and the stakeholders are being equipped to go this route. They are here to attend a workshop entitled EuroCharm Tobago Good Foods Project, where they got both theoretical and practical knowledge on the potential of this brand of agriculture. They are learning it can grow their businesses and position them as major players in the organic dairy industry.
Currently, a lot of the foods that the restaurants and hotels have to consume are coming from, from Trinidad or from somewhere else via Trinidad. So, I mean, the boat ride, etc. And all those things contribute to the, that it wouldn't be as fresh as if it's grown right here and from farm to table.
The workshop is also a way for farmers to start developing business plans which will incorporate their farms into the agrotourism industry.
Many of today's tourists are looking for different activity. They also put a value on freshness of food and on activity that is unique. It would be very interesting to provide the possibility for tourists to visit goat farms and buy yogurt directly from the farm.
The THA sees this project as one which will advance its development plans for the island, so there's been fruitful collaborations on this project.
They have provided us with some names of farmers for us to visit. We're in discussion with them on the fact that one of the biggest issues faced by farmers is labor for their farms.
Other workshops which will be held on the Tobago Good Foods Project are cocoa production, fruit processing, honey production, and sustainable agriculture. And with the right business proposals, EuroCharm TT hopes to support about 12 projects coming out of the initiative. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
From international headlines about Justin Bieber's public meltdown to local news coverage of school children fighting, it's sometimes hard to find good news about our young people. It also doesn't have the perception that they're a wayward group and a lost generation. But not everyone holds that view. Actually, there are those who are willing to give of their time to work with Tobago's teenagers and young adults. As Davia Chambers tells us, they've demonstrated their support in a very public way.
Their presence here is an indication of the support they're giving to the Department of Social Services and Gender Affairs program for adolescent mothers. The idea is to create awareness among Tobago's teenagers and young adults that they have a sanctuary, a safe place, starting with this walk.
The Division of Health and Social Services, we have designed awareness programs, prevention programs with the sole purpose of pointing youths to a standard of behavior which enables for them to practice abstinence from all high-risk behaviors.
So how will this affect young people in their everyday lives? Well, for starters, it's believed this creates healthy minds and bodies because of an enhanced feeling of self-worth and pride.
Make wise choices, informed decisions, and your future will be bright.
The program for adolescent mothers caters to the needs of mothers under the age of 19. It seeks to positively reintegrate them into society by equipping them with the knowledge and self-confidence to become productive citizens. The program falls under the Division of Health and Social Services. I'm Davia Chambers for Let's Talk Tobago.
We're taking another break, but coming up, Tobago is crowned the secondary school's track and field champion for yet another year.
Ain't this what you came for?
What's up, it's John Legend. I'm very excited to be coming back to Tobago for the Tobago Jazz Experience on April 25th, 2014. I want to see you in the place, so make sure you get your tickets at www.tobagojazzexperience.com. I'll see you there on April 25th. Peace.
Thanks for staying with us. You're viewing Let's Talk Tobago. We're in Lowlands at Viola's place. Now, of the 20 self-contained rooms here, this is the only one with adjoining doors that lead to another apartment. These can be rented as 2 individual rooms or as a family unit. And though the beds in this apartment are upstairs, an additional bed can be added downstairs. The staff will be more than happy to accommodate you. But we're going to leave our location now to tell you about Tobago's dominance in the National Secondary Schools Track and Field Championships. For the 24th year, this island walked away as champion of the competition, capturing over 100 medals and finishing more than 400 points ahead of the district that placed second. The chairman of the local organizing committee, Xavier King, says Tobago's medal haul is a record. More from Caroline Wallace.
The title of National Secondary Schools Track and Field Champions once again. It's a culmination of all the hard work the athletes put in months before. But not only did they retain the title this year, they also improved their performance, breaking the medal haul record for Tobago.
This year we have captured 106 medals, and that's a record. That is something we should be proud of. And this could not have been done without what we call discipline. Because you see, regardless of what you see, the only way this could have been achieved is because of discipline. And I'm saying we must congratulate all those students.
While all the students are to be commended for their effort, he says there are 3 students who were exceptional on the track.
I just want to highlight the Victrix Ludorium, and that is Safia John. She had done well, and we also have some double medal winners in Anya Akili, Chelsea James, Deja Saul, Kenija Williams. Okay, those are the people who did double goals. So we want to really congratulate them.
And here's how one of the star athletes summed up the team's victory.
I want to thank, most of all, Mr. Colin Mack and Alan Morrison for giving me hard training to compete in the national intercollegiate Trinidad and putting all this hard work into practice. And most of all, I want to thank God for giving me the health and strength to do all of this.
At the end of the championships, Team Tobago finished more than 400 points ahead of the second-place finishers, Northeast District. I am Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
Sun, sea and sand is the kind of tourism this island is famous for. Tobago's idyllic setting and unspoilt beauty make it a favorite for traditional tourists. But over the years, work has been done to expand our tourism offering, to position here as a sports tourism destination. That work is paying off. Tobago has hosted the International Cycling Classic, the Davis Cup Tournament and the International Tennis Federation Juniors, just to name a few. It's now hoping to add cross-country to this list. Omadar Mills has the details.
Ready, set, go. These 4K female runners are some of the 130 cross-country runners participating in the North America, Central America and Caribbean NACAC cross-country championships, which have been held at the Mount Irving Golf Course earlier this year. With junior and senior athletes from several countries, the event is benefiting other sectors besides sport.
You promote events which allows for that sport tourism component to be brought out. And anytime you have visitors to your island who are here specifically and particularly to participate or to spectate in sport, you basically starting to achieve that particular goal.
This is the second time that the event has been hosted in Tobago, and one of the coordinators, Dilly Lucas, tells us why the NACAC cross-country organization chose this site.
It is a one-stop shop in Tobago. The hotel just walk across the road to the golf course, the scenery in the background, and they had an opportunity to explore some of Tobago, particularly the Americans and the Canadian teams.
Of the Trinidad and Tobago contingent, 2 were Tobagonians, and the THA is seeing this cross-country competition as a way of encouraging more Tobagonians to participate in this sport.
Before the main event started, there was this community event that we had something like about 57 athletes from secondary schools and the communities taking part in a 2-kilometer run on the same course, of course. But you wanted to ensure that they were participating in an international event but not necessarily as a part of the main event, but with the same atmosphere and the same kind of ambience and so on.
Besides this event, the THA provides support to other local cross-country events on the island. I'm Umudara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
It's the first time Tobago is hosting a competition of this nature for table tennis players. Not only will the local players get an opportunity to play with the pros, but the organizers are hoping this new venture will teach them new strategies and team building. A lot is riding on the first annual Tobago Zone Table Tennis Championships.
8 teams prepare to do battle in table tennis. They'll compete for 6 weeks in the Tobago Zone Table Tennis Championships.
We hope that collectively we can fill this center for every match and create a new dimension in the sport in Tobago. And this is just a foundation for the future. I hope that whatever comes out of this, it will encourage wider growth of the sport on the island.
The organizers hope that even after the curtains close on the games, the players will continue to grow and excel.
It will teach fair play, discipline, skill building, and respect. It is hoped that you would learn new strategies and excel in the sport as it relates to how you serve, volley, footwork, rules, teamwork, and patience.
Added to that list, improved fitness levels.
Table tennis is good for health. It is great for getting a sweat and getting heart rate up. You don't have to be a pro to get a good workout. Table tennis is gentle on your body in that you can play according to your own capabilities and limitations and still be competitive.
The competition is open to all ages and ends on April 11th. The winning team takes home $5,000. I'm Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
And it's time to have Your Say, the segment of our program where we hear from you, our viewers. The Chief Secretary, Orville London, and his team won all the seats in the Tobago House of Assembly election in 2013. Their 12-0 victory left this island without a formal opposition. But shortly after they were sworn in, Mr. London demonstrated his commitment to democracy by announcing that the THA would host monthly meetings to get feedback from communities across Tobago. They devised a plan that left no village or area out, ensuring that each meeting dealt with issues which are part of the THA's portfolio. Well, these meetings have been ongoing since last March and will soon come to an end. So today we're asking, how do you feel about the THA community meetings? This is what you said.
It's good to know that they're coming now to know what people were affecting people in the community.
It's something good that they are doing. And for us, we need that. We need the THA, the people from the THA coming around.
Yeah, well, you have to know what's going on in the community. So, the meetings will go bring the community together. And if they're having a problem, they could be able to solve it.
You come like they're reaching the people. You know what I mean? They're not staying in their office and don't know what's going on. They're coming out, you know what I mean? So the people were glad for that. I'm glad for that too.
You will hear from time to time that, politicians do not come and meet people on the ground until when it's prior to elections and, around the seasons of elections. So I am quite happy that that is happening.
I say great. It's nice to know that they can go and meet the people and find out where is the vision or where is the, the option or, where is the, the motive towards life or whatever.
And that's how we bring this week's edition of Let's Talk Tobago to a close. Remember, you can send us your comments or queries on anything you've seen in this program to information@tha.gov.tt or visit us at www.tha.gov.tt. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Colleen Holder on behalf of all of us at the Department of Information. Have a safe and enjoyable week. And as we go, we leave you now with a final look at Viola's place.